Okay, so a very unusual video from me today, but this is introducing Amiga Addict. So those Amiga fans, or just Commodore fans in general out there, who's not aware that there's actually a brand new Amiga magazine in shops now, you're going to be amazed by this, just like I was the other day. So Amiga Addict, what is it? It's pretty much a dedicated magazine for Amiga fans, obviously. So let's just talk about Retro Gamer. Retro Gamer magazine came out around 2001, 2002. And at the time, I didn't actually think that magazine was going to get anywhere, but it's still going strong today. And of course, we've now got dedicated magazines for specific platforms, such as the Amiga here. So I actually bought this one in WH Smith the other day. So it's no longer an affair of going online and ordering magazines like you would with some platforms. This is actually available in high street stores such as WH Smith. This one's $6.99 and this is currently issue 31, so I'm going to be back ordering the back catalogue of this, issue 1 to 30 obviously, and apparently you actually get discs on some of the magazines. So this one, issue 31, didn't come with any discs at all. However, there's a QR code inside where you can actually download the games rather than having them on physical media. One of the big things about this is that we got big brands like CEX or big high street stores such as CX actually advertising in this magazine. So the layout of this magazine is obviously just like something like Amiga Power would have been back in the day. We got advertisements here for brand new Amiga games such as Roadcraft, which I'm personally really looking forward to. It's a mixture of different things such as new hardware, such as pretty much brand new Amiga computers being advertised in there, which really is astonishing in 2024. The Amiga scene really is vibrant so much, so we got an entire magazine here. So we also got new game releases reviews, we got classic reviews for classic Amiga games, and it really is just amazing the amount of progress here in 2024 and the effort people are making for the Amiga computer. Obviously, the Amiga had no business finishing 1994, it had plenty more life left in it, but sadly, Commodore messed up, as we know. We got lots in here. If you're into groups such as meetups with other Amiga fans, then you've got everything listed in here. So where I'm from in Bristol, we got Southwest Amiga Group just here, and it gives you the date and everything else. Where I live nowadays in Yorkshire, we've actually got Yorkshire Amiga Group. So if you fancy going along to Amiga groups and talking to like-minded people, then everything is listed here. Like I was saying, we got brand new hardware for classic Amiga, and really it's just amazing. Now I was reading this particular segment the other night, and this is pretty much telling you that when ESCOM took the Amiga in the 90s, ESCOM actually had plans to release a new Amiga computer which never surfaced, but everything is in here and it's really interesting stuff. We got a bit of C3PO. We've even got little companies or big companies, Retro6, advertising, sending your Amiga computer or whatever to get repaired. And here we go. So we've got more stuff just here to do with cover discs. We got classic cover discs here from 1991 review. And this is the part just here which I was just talking about. Rather than having the physical disc attached on the front cover of the magazine by sellotape like it used to be, this is the actual QR codes just here for a couple of full games. Very cool stuff. And we got some music just here. Obviously the Amiga computers was known for music. Lots of new interesting stuff in here. Now I do tend to keep up with the homebrew scene and new releases, but really this magazine just tells you everything. In fact, I've learnt a lot from this magazine. So such as this manual or reference manual just here for Amiga OS 3.2. So I'm going to just flip through the pages so you can just get a good look at what's actually in here. And lastly, the quality of this is glossy, so it's not cheaply made, it's just really premium feel. And of course, something else I am going to mention is that this being issue 31 is actually maybe halfway, maybe towards the end of this little course, but we've got Coding Amos just here. This is currently part 9. So the person who's teaching you how to code in Amos, he's literally going through segment after segment, issue after issue, of programming your own games. So very cool stuff. And towards the back page, we've actually got a little section here we can cut out, just like in the old days, where we can write our name and address on it and give it to the newsagent so they can hold one in case they sell out, which is quite unlikely. And surprisingly, I was very surprised actually to see WH Smith selling this, but it just goes to show old systems like this are actually making a major comeback. And whilst I was thinking to myself, let's have a look what Commodore 64 has. Commodore 64 too, we got Zap 64, and we've got another one which I can't think off the top of my head. Who is this magazine for? For Amiga fans. Like I say, it's definitely a purchase if you're into Amiga collecting, or just like me, you just like to keep up with homebrew or new releases for old systems. Absolutely quintessential buy if you like the Amiga like I do. Anyways, I thought I'd share that with you because it's not every time people go into WH Smith or any newsagent and scan through purposely looking for Amiga, unless someone like myself on YouTube is telling you about this. But seriously, go to the Amiga Addict website. They do a subscription where they can actually post the magazines to you, so you're not just limited to going into Smiths or newsagents or whatever. You can actually get this ordered and posted to you, as well as digital copies too. Anyways, that's it for today's little Amiga Addict video. Until next time, stay retro.